Hi guys, Sarah, the Northwoods Stitcher here. I have to confess, I don't have much stitching to show. I have been flat out busy with people visiting and it's been absolutely wonderful. And I've done some shopping. I've got lots to show and talk about and some great pictures that were sent in by you guys that I wanted to share. But for stitching, I've just been either flat out straight entertaining and going places and doing things, or doing laundry to get ready for the next visitor. So we had our daughter Jo visit, and she was here for 3 weeks. And then I think we had like a 2-day turnaround. And then my uncle came to visit all the way from Arizona, my Uncle Keith. And we actually went out for ice cream like every day he was here except for one. And I do have a cute little picture here. We hit the sales because it's the end of the season for some of these places that close. And we got a 3-gallon container of ice cream for the low price of $10. We had to do it. It started out at 30, and we thought, well, that's still a good deal. And then it went down to 20. Well, it's even better deal. But $10, how can you walk away from that? It was shocking. So yeah, it's a really big container. It does fit in my deep freeze. I don't know how I can eat all that ice cream. We'll see what happens. It's turtle cheesecake flavored. It may be even too sweet for me. The problem with some of the flavors they have for sale is they don't let you taste it because it's a container. They can't open it to hand out taste because then they can't sell the bucket. So I got the last bucket of that. I've never had this ice cream before, but I've had this style. I've had Giffords. This brand is really, really good. So that was, that happened. And also, and my uncle and I went to the chicken barn. So I have a pile of 6 more books to show. I don't know when I'm going to do my book reviews again. I have tons of things going on, but I do have books to review. So stay tuned for some of those. Maybe I can tag them on to the next episode. I also forgot to tell you guys when I went to the Goodwill bin some other things that I found. I found a beautiful cotton blanket, tight weave. It's one of those solid ones, not the ones you can see through because the weave is so thin. This is a nice, thick, heavyweight, 100% cotton blanket. I really couldn't believe it when I picked it up. I unfolded it. There were no pulls in it because most of ours have pulls from cats. And it was, very clean. I couldn't find a single spot on it. Maybe Goodwill was trying to sell it for too much. I don't know. I don't think I'll have a picture of it because that means I have to go downstairs and upstairs, and I'm not doing that today. But it's a off-white ecru blanket, and I think I probably paid, maybe $1. I don't know why it didn't sell. Maybe they priced it too high. Also went to a Goodwill and found an LL Bean flannel long nightgown. These are for when your nights are so cold and it's probably 12 below out and you're really, really freezing. So yeah, it's a full length, full sleeve, pockets, LL Bean, retails for $89. I got it for $10. I'm really thrilled about that. It's one of those things where if you have one, you really don't look forward to washing it because what if you don't finish the laundry and you don't have it that night? So now I have 2 and I feel a little spoiled. So that was fun. I did some shopping online and I found a chart, which I probably shouldn't have done. I got this one on eBay and I'm really, really in love with this. This is Lamb's Garden Earth Threads and it's really a sweet little stitch. I really want to do a floss toss to make sure I find something that makes the white on the lambs really pop. But it's a cute little sampler. It's not particularly big. This was stitched on a 14 count Sage Ada. No, it wasn't. 32 count raw Belfast. 14 count Sage Ada could also be used. The count is not in here, but $49 by $99. It's not true. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. It's probably by 100 by 100 stitches. It calls for gentle arts, but it also has DMC and anchor. This was done in 1996. It's Lamb's Garden by Earth Threads. Isn't it sweet? I don't know when I'm going to start it because I would probably start this maybe next April when I need to have some color with all the dark of winter. But I do want to kit that one up. So that was one purchase. And then I also, I got this. So my friend JoJo did this pattern. And I'm going to show you a picture of her finish. It's absolutely stunning. And then she was kind enough to send me the pattern. Now this is a kit, but this is a gold collection Lighthouse. And they don't tell you in the kit what the colors are for DMC, but I can go to cyberstitchers.com. I'll try to put it at the bottom here. And it will convert. Different kits will use different codes for their DMC colors. So I can type in dimensions to DMC and it'll give me the conversion. So I showed this to my husband and of course he went, oh! This picture doesn't do it justice. Hopefully I've got some pictures up right now. This was the finish that JoJo did. And I saw it in person, and it was just amazing. Really, really gorgeous. And the pattern is like 3 pages long, so I can't do this one until I finish the wolves. But I'm really happy she sent it to me. Thank you so much, JoJo. I'm going to work on this at some point. Hopefully she won't scare me with tales of the rocks and the water because I can see for myself just from the photo, never mind looking at the graph, that it's going to be a bear. But I'm really excited about that. This one is called Rocky Point and it's a gold collection. So that'll be wonderful to add to the library binder. I also have, before I forget, you may remember Wanda sent me some Lighthouse cross stitches and I said, if this is a duplicate, I checked my stash. So thank you to Wanda. I'm able to pass this on to somebody who might be interested. Let's look at the pictures carefully. So this chart book has 6 different lighthouses. Look at that night one. And if you're interested, I will draw a name for the next, I'll draw the name for the next video. So get your submissions in by Saturday, because that's when I'll do my next video and editing. And that's when I'll be drawing a name. Mention Lighthouse in the comment. Or, no, because I just showed one, didn't I? In your comments, I love lighthouses. And I'll enter you to win this chart book. Now, this is a black and white chart book. And it looks handwritten. But it is very clear. It calls for DMC only that I can see. Yeah, it looks like it's only DMC. I don't think there's any specialty. And it does tell you what the lighthouse names are. And this is by Cross My Heart. And this was put out in 1995. These would make absolutely fantastic gifts. They're just beautiful. I really want to start this one first, but now I have a whole pile of them. So I've got to figure that out. So I love lighthouses. Please be in the US. Please be a subscriber. Please get your submission in by Saturday, the date of Saturday, by Saturday the 11th of October, because then I'll shut down stop writing down submissions. And what else do I need to say? Please be 18 years or older to give me your mailing address legally. And I think that's it. I hope I remembered everything. I wish it was a PDF. I could get everybody on that list, but I don't have that. So that was that. Oh, and Rosemary sent me something. I've got to share it with you guys because I'm really excited about it. Do you remember the Snoopy ornament kits that came out? I don't know how long ago. I think this is from 65, but I'm not sure. This is a Busilla. This was a kit that she did, and she sent me the pattern. Again, I can convert the Busilla threads to DMC by going on cyberstitchers.com. And I just love these ornaments. They're so cute. And I think I'll change up the red to be a little darker. It might just be how it shows up in the photo, but I want a darker red or a richer red, if that makes sense. I think that'll modernize it a bit. And I might change the blue to be a little more muted. But they're just so cute. And I have that little rickrack. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish them, but I want to stitch them up first and then just let them speak to me and figure it out from there. So that was a Busilla kit, and it's called Mary Snoopy. You may still be able to find it, but I'm not sure. So this is such a treasure. I can't thank you enough for passing this to me because this is going to be fun. And you're right, I'm a nut for ornaments. Can't get enough of them. They're just so sweet. And I love that Woodstock is in 3 of the 4 because they're such good friends. So that has to go into my pile of things to kit up. I also want to share, our daughter Jo has been stitching a beautiful sunset design on a massive, massive hoop. She's made a lot of progress. She has started university. University started, her first day was this past Wednesday. So that was very exciting. And I thank goodness it went really well the first day. They did what most universities do. They gave everybody a tour of the campus. I think they spoke about where different things were located in the campus. And then they had just like a meet day. So everybody got to meet different people. They had some lawn games and different games and activities to get people engaged with each other so you can meet more people on the campus that way. And it was just really great. I'm really excited for her. Her schedule is tight. One of the nights she gets home at like 9 o'clock at night. Not a fan of that. But we'll see. She's going to be taking public transportation. And I think she was off today to get some more tools for starting university, and I'm excited for her. Or I should say we're excited for her because we're just happy that she's sharing all this information, and it seems to be going well. But this progress that she's done is just incredible. It's beginning to look more and more like the sunset, and here's a progression of the accomplishment of her stitches over the past, I don't know, I think she's been working on it sporadically for the past few weeks. It's really coming along. It's going to be absolutely beautiful when it's done. I'm not sure how she's going to finish this off, if she's going to frame it in actual frame, which is what I'm hopeful for, or she can just put it in a hoop. I kind of hope she waits until we get over there and we can take her to get it professionally framed. So that would be a suggestion if you're watching, Jo. Also, my mom just came to visit. My mom's from Plattsburgh, New York. This is my stepmother, and I call her Moms with a Z. She drove all the way here to visit us for a week. It was wonderful. We had lobster. We went up to camp. She went further north to visit some friends in Lubeck. And we just went everywhere. We went to a whole bunch of different places and we had a great time. And we went to our local orchard. We picked up a pie. We picked up another pie. Different places. We went out to eat a lot. It was fun. It was a short visit, and maybe next time she can stay longer and we can do more things. We went to the Amish community and did some shopping. There's a community market, and we had a great time. But when she came, she brought me a gift from somebody who lives in her apartments. Now, I think I told you guys last time I went there, I met Betty Buttons, and she had a top on covered in buttons, and I went on and on about this. She didn't want me to use her real name. Too bad, May. Betty Buttons, didn't she send me a button made from buttons? Isn't that great? I was going to wear it, but this shirt's a little too busy right now. So I'm going to definitely put this on. I don't think I'll put it on a coat because I don't want water to get on it if I forget that it's on my coat. But I think I'll wear this on maybe a plain sweater. And it can go with almost any color. I'm thinking a plum. I have a plum sweater. But isn't that cool? So really all this is just a wooden base. I don't know why I haven't thought of this. And then a collection of similar toned buttons. So you can see there's pearl, white, ecru, black. And they just clustered them together and glued them to the board. And it's really nice. She said she got this a long time ago at a craft fair. And I don't know why she wanted to part with it, but I'm just so happy that she did because now it's mine. I just love it. So just an idea, if you guys have a lot of buttons in your collection, I think this is fantastic. I love the size of it. It's not too big. It is a showy piece. And it's great for crafters, sewers, quilters, anybody you know who's into crafts. So thanks again, May. But you'll forever be my Betty Buttons. I'm going to take that downstairs and put it in my button box. I have a jewelry box devoted to buttons that I can wear. Should probably start wearing them now that we're going to be out of t-shirt weather soon. I can show them off to you. And I got a lot of show and tells, so we need to figure out how to start that. Let me grab my drink. Now I can only show you a picture of this because this is up at camp right now. But a shout out to Darlene. Thank you, Darlene. She saw this in the shop and thought of me. And she sent it to me. And I am so happy with this mug. I love this mug. I had to go up to camp. The short story is my mom was seeing somebody in Lubeck, and that's further north than our camp. Rather than have her drive almost 6.5 hours here, have a couple of days, and then another 4-hour drive by herself, I said, great, I'll go with. We'll drive up together. You can drop me off at camp, which is on the way, literally. And then you can drive the last 45 minutes up to Lubeck. And she went, oh, okay. So I packed my mug, Darlene. That's why I sent you a picture from there. And I had my first cup of coffee in it. And it just felt like camp life. It was wonderful. It was such a sweet thing to do. And she sent me that cute little apple that came with it in the same box. What a precious gift. Thank you so much. And then when I was up at camp, I didn't just sit there. I painted some rooms downstairs. So that was exhausting. And I found out very quickly that I wasn't young anymore. It was a lot of work, but I got it done. I got one room done. And then my mom's picked me up and we drove home together. After we stopped for fish tacos, and on the way up, we stopped at Casa Jalisco and we had great Mexican lunch specials. It was a lot of fun. And let's see, I have some photos that I need to show. Let me pull these up. So Maria sent me these Maria. I always say Maria because I knew Maria. Now, she did 2 of these. This was back when COVID was really bad. So I think she finished these in like 2020. And she did 2 of them for her sons who lived locally to her. She did it as a Mother's Day gift and dropped it off on their front porches. This is called Wee Son, W-E-E, from Heart and Hand. It's a sweet little stitch. I love how they did the borders. It's really cute. But she did 2, I'm sure in short order, because it was a simple, fun, and just a heartfelt stitch, a great thing to receive. Particularly when we were distancing so much. And we just didn't have the contact we used to. I also have, let's see, some really cute ones here. This one's really gorgeous. So this is, I wanted to talk to you about this. Lynn sent me these. She sent me 3 different stitches that she did. But what was so incredible, I'm going to show this photo first before I show her work. I noticed when she showed me the photographs, there was this little brass plate on the front of the frame. And I thought, I can't quite make out what it says. So I emailed her back and I said, what is that brass plate? Did you put the name of the design on it? And she said, oh yeah, here, and sent me a close-up. So she does brass plates on the front of her frames. I don't know why I hadn't thought of that. This is genius. This is a great idea. And she puts the title of what the cross stitch was and stitched by her and the date that it was done. Isn't that wonderful? Now, there are several places online that you can get that done. But I remember back in the day, you used to be able to get these done in the mall while you wait. So that's incredible. If you guys are interested, I mean, I can email her and ask her where she gets them, but you can just Google custom brass plate. And I think they'll pop up. There's lots of places that'll do this for you. You just have to be very careful that you get the measurement that you want, and then you understand how they ask you to do the first line, second line, and how many letters they allow you in each line. She's got this down to a science, I'm sure. But I love that little brass plate idea. So anyway, her first one that she sent, and there's a little bit of a glare, I'm sorry, but this is called Heart in the Bay. And this was a 14 count Ada, and she used the called for Weeks Dye Works, Classic Colorworks, and DMC in this one. It's lovely. And I really can't make out that brass on the front. It looks like it says a little more than Heart in the Bay, but it's really pretty. Beautiful finish too. And the next one she sent in was Heart Leaves. I think this is just regal. It's really incredible. It almost looks like an embroidered piece. It's so detailed. And I love the variation of the colors that make it, I don't know, almost gives it a texture. It's just lovely. Now, this one was done with a 14 count Ada. Picture This Plus, and she used the Gloriana silks. I've never stitched with Gloriana silks. I'm wondering if that was difficult. I've heard from some people that silks are fussy, but I think you just need to learn how the silk acts, if that makes sense, because it's different than sewing with DMC. And then the last one she sent in is Zucca, Z-U-C-C-A. And that was a stitched pumpkin on 14 count using Weeks Dye Works. This reminded me so much of a tribal pumpkin that my dad did for my sister. But this one is just beautiful. I love the shape of it. I like that she put this in the beaded frame on the inside. Just gorgeous. Now, she did all of this framing herself She got the frames from pictureframes.com, and she was using the pin method. So that means she was using the foam board and pinning it and then setting it. Absolutely beautiful work. Thank you so much, Lynn, for sending that. And send me more. I don't get tired of that. And then, let's see. Oh, I got another wonderful send in from Laura B. Now, she's in Oklahoma. And this is a finish for her bird wall. Isn't that amazing? I just love that. And this is called Botanical. This is by Vivian Powers. It's DMC on a 32 count Azure Lugana. She framed it herself with a half-price frame from Hobby Lobby. I love that wood frame, which is flat. There is absolutely no other distraction because the eye focuses right on the birds. It's an elaborate piece. It didn't need to have an elaborate frame. This is just the perfect size and the perfect style for this. Just gorgeous. And that blue must have been a lot of fun to stitch on because that's just a gorgeous color. I just love that one. Oh, thank you so much. Laura, send me some more if you want, because keep busy, keep stitching. That's just incredible. And then I've got, I think I might have to pull up her, her email. So Darla H., and I had to look up where she was from because it said Chatham. And I was like, what? Chatham, Cape Cod? Because we had a Chatham on Cape Cod, but apparently there are Chathams everywhere. So she's in Chatham, Illinois. She sent me this fall display that she did. It's absolutely beautiful. Now, I did take a couple of different photos because I wanted to do some close-ups. So let me get the far away picture first. Isn't this sweet? And if you notice that the two little house frames, I don't know what else to call them, the house frames, because you frame something on the house, they're different. I think that's great because sometimes you only have one option, but she's got two. I think this is wonderful. So this is Stitching with a Housewife's Wreath Swap. And let me show you the first one. So she's got the little pilgrims with a turkey. That's really cute. And the displays, the house displays, are from Paisley's and Polka Dots. And those mini mugs, I should say the mini cups, those came from Hobby Lobby. Oh, where's the other one? There's the second house with the scarecrows and the pumpkins. Great colors. And then in between, let's see if I did a close-up of that one, is this fantastic crafted book piece. So she actually went to some library craft evening or day where they took books that were going to be, for whatever reason, recycled. So maybe they had a book sale, like a lot of libraries do, and they're making room for newer books, and these books haven't been checked out. Maybe they're dated, maybe it's old information. Who knows? It didn't make the book sale even. Now, rather than just throw these things out, they're learning to make crafts with them. So I'm a little confused, but it looks like the way she described it. Let me just pull up her email because I don't want to mess this up. She described it well enough where I think I can actually try to do this. Okay, found it. Sorry. So she went to a library that had a craft day a couple months ago. They got books that were going to be recycled or were in the resale shop for a while. And she said, we cut 100 pages in half from the middle of the book. So that makes sense. And then they folded and glued 10 pages at a time and make this middle piece, and then added flowers. So when you think about that visually, cut 100 pages in half from the middle and then folded and glued in clumps of 10, that leaves you with these almost little petals with a hole, or the circle of where the book pops out, so you can stick in different things: stems, pencils, art supplies, kitchen things. And she went on to say, mine are not glued in it. If a book was a particular topic or theme, you could just add pics to highlight that. Or if it was a cookbook, you could wrap mini kitchen items or recipes with wire or glue to a skewer to put them in there. So they treated this almost like a vase, a dry vase. It's really, really well done. And it got me thinking, what a wonderful centerpiece that you can just change things out for the season. So I'm going to go to my dump and I'm going to find a book. It's going to be very hard for me to cut a book. It seems sacrilegious to me, but I'm going to try. I mean, people make these book lockers all the time where you hidden things and cut out the middle. So maybe I should try to do this, because I was really smitten with this. And you can have all kinds of different sizes. It does have to be a hardcover, because you have to have that stability when you stand it up or open it up. But you could also probably put this on some sort of frame system so it can stand a little bit better. But I just thought that was a great thing to share with you guys. And I can't thank Darla enough for including us in this, because it's a great display, great ideas, and what a fun thing to do. I've got to start getting my stuff out. To be honest with you, here it is, October 4th I'm filming. You're seeing this on the 6th. I haven't decorated yet. So hopefully by the 6th, I'll have some stuff out and I can take a picture. But it's a bit embarrassing I haven't gotten anything done yet. All right, we're at 33 minutes already. What should I do? I was going to show you all my whips downstairs. Maybe I'll go get some of those. Hold on. This may be the tricky part. So last episode I said there was a whole bunch of bags of things that I was stitching on downstairs. And my husband may have been making some rumbling about it. But I brought it all up, all but one bag. So maybe we should go through it and see what I've done to myself. So this is one bag filled with projects. I can't really say that I remember what's in them. I have a book. So this looks like something that's kitted up. I don't know if I've started it, so let's find out. I might do some editing while I'm filming this because I'm opening zippers. I'm digging through bags. So this is the World of Cross Stitching, and this is December 2024. Hopefully I'm not showing any secrets. Oh, these were the birdhouses. So I have kitted these up. Can I show these? Yes, I can. Remember this? So the downstairs waiting. It's kitted up. I have all the floss. I have the perforated plastic. I just need to whip one out in front of the TV. I know there's a bunch of projects in this magazine that I'll want to do. So this will probably be staying downstairs for a while. I love this bag. Whoever made it didn't sign it. A very large piece of fabric. It's 16 count Aida and it's made in China. So I think I got this to do some dyeing with. And it's down there in case I die. Fabric. You know what I meant. This I don't want to open. This is my bag of bags that house all of my Satsuma Halloween stitches. And it looks like I've kept 3 in there. Those should be fully finished and go with my other ones. So maybe I do need to take those out. Since I am getting out the Halloween. These are the ones I did last year. I can't wait to put these on a Halloween tree. So that means I have a total of 6. I have got a lot more to go. I need to put these someplace. It may seem a little bit much that I've double bagged some things, but it does keep everything organized and it keeps Stuart out of things. He's still exploring, and I do let him explore. I just don't want him to get in any trouble doing that. Oh, see, now why is this in here? So this is a bag with bags. This is my Max Pigeon. My Max Pigeon book. And it looks like I haven't kitted anything up. But there is floss in here. So I do need to revisit this. I thought I started the woodpecker, the pileated woodpecker, but it's not in here. It might be in another bag. But I also have this little cutie. Now this is Summer Alphabet Garden. And this is a Jeanette Douglas. I really like that. Jeanette Douglas Designs. This has Weeks Dye Works listed, but it also has DMC. The design count is only 162 by 49 on a 36 count. That's what the model's done on. That's really cute. So I don't know why it's in here. And I also have Acorn Shaker box in here. And that's another Jeanette Douglas. That looks to be all the flosses. So this looks like this whole bag I need to revisit and figure out what's going on. My next bag. First thing I see is a Stony Creek All Is Bright. This doesn't need kitting up. I just need the fabric and the floss. And here is the fabric and the other one color. So what I need to do is wash this fabric. That's why it's downstairs. I've taped the little snowflakes to the front of the cover. It would be such fun to do this. Now this I have Picture This Plus Cashel 28 count Dwarf. So that's going to be All Is Bright. That's going to be a finished size of 6.5 by 8.5. Not going to be daunting to do this. This was done in 2019 or 2020. It's stunning. I do have my floss, DMC white floss cone downstairs. I have one up here too. I have a lot of floss. So that's why that's in there. I should probably be making a list of what I need to do in these boxes. Oh, this one I really need to get started. So this is from Etsy. This is Stone Creek Stitch Works. Stone Street Stitch Works. This is called Book House. I think that's just going to be a lot of fun to stitch. I do have all the floss chosen. I do have the fabric in here. Let's see what fabric I've chosen. I have a 14 count oatmeal, Ada. And it has some variegation in it. I hope you can see that. Just a little bit, some modeling. And then I have 18 count Vintage Country Mocha, which also will be really great for that stitch. So more fabric that needs to be washed. Kara. So the Granite State Stitchers. Kara. Hey, Kara. She and I want to do this. I don't think she's started hers yet. I'm kind of like waiting and hoping that she doesn't call me on this soon. We want to do this. It's a full coverage. Yeah. My dad bought me this for Christmas one year. I just love it. Power in the Mist. It is by Custom Crafts with the K. I don't know why they do that. But isn't that striking? I would love to get this kitted up. I did pick out a gridded fabric. So this is the DMC Magic Grid. And it looks to me this is an 18. Does it tell you? I have circled 28 count. What? Oh, excuse me. I think it's a 14 count. That front cover is just printed. That's actually what it will look like when I pull it out. This one you don't wash, because when you wash it, the lines come out. So I got to be careful with that. Remember, Sarah, don't wash before you stitch. I always wash my fabric before I stitch. It gets out any stabilizers that make it really rough on my hand. And it helps with the folding creases in it that really drive me crazy. So I have to remember not to do that. And I do have this labeled on the zipper pull. And I do have all the floss pulled for it. Don't get in a rush now on me, Kara. We got other stitches to do, right? Maybe next year. I have it. I know where it is now. It's in one of those bags down by my stitch chair. Oh, this one's ready to go. I'm so happy. Look at these oversized Ziploc baggies. I think they're 2.5 gallon. So this is the drawn thread, and it's called Let It Be. And I do have this fully kitted, ready to go. And I washed the fabric. And I even Q-snapped it. See, you can tell, even though I washed it, there's still a line from the fold. But it's much improved. And now once I start stitching on it, I think it'll go away. So this will be 1/1. Am I right? No, it'll be 1/2. I have it written down somewhere. This is a very tiny linen. Let me see if I have the linen name in here. 30 count. What am I thinking? 30 count antique lamb's wool. And we're going into winter. I better put a few stitches in it while it's still, I still have good light. But I'm really excited about this one. I've been wanting to do this one for years. So that's the drawn thread, Let It Be. I love that border. June made this. I just love this bag. It's so quiet. All right, so in here, this is the Just Cross Stitch magazine from November, December 1987. So these are my Santas. And I'm on my third Santa. Like I said, I had 12. But I did manage to do a little stitching when I was up at camp painting. And I did cut him out. He's going to look really good on here. I have drilled all the holes in my wood stars. This one has 1 coat of silver. I need to do 2 coats. But I think he's going to look really cute. So he'll fit like this. And I will have 2 sides, and they will hang from my kitchen light and spin. And I'll probably just put initials and year on the inside of the star. So that's what's up in this bag. Then this is a bag that I made out of placemats from the Goodwill. That was already on it, that green ribbon. And I think I have a couple more. I have a green zipper. Now, I didn't know what I was doing because this is the first time I ever did this. So I did it by hand, and it hurt. It's just thick enough to be really hard on your finger. Oh, and in here, gosh, who gave me this? Cheryl, did you do this? So this is a Teresa Kogut Snow Penny. Now, for whatever reason, I don't like snowmen. I don't know why. I think because that's like a snow person, and that ain't right. But this one is really cute. It might be the hat, it might be the tree, but as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this one. And she sent it to me partially done, the border. So that's what I'm doing. Now, I have found I can't do this in front of the TV. When you look at the chart, it looks like it's a uniform border, but it's not. So there are different counts on each of these little cells. Makes it really tricky to do. But I'll show you where I've gotten. Unfortunately, it's an unknown fabric because I don't have the name of it. Oh, I can't show you the chart. What I finally did was I copied the chart on my copier. And I blew it up so I could highlight the border as I go. Oh, this is crooked. Okay, excuse the crookedness. But the border's coming. And I've only frogged it 4 times. Yeah, it was a little frustrating. It is a linen. The color I love. The fabric is very nice to stitch on. But of course, because it's a linen, it's a different rhythm than, say, Ada or Lugana. So it's a little more time-consuming. I shouldn't say time-consuming. I should say energy sapping. You have to really be careful with the placement of your needle because it's not so evident. And I haven't gotten in trouble with the placement of my needle. I've gotten in trouble with the count in which cell I'm on. So that's why I've copied it. So if I can highlight it as I go, I think I'll be okay. Once I get that border done, or just the outline of the border, I'll start this massive hat, and then I can have the orientation proper, and I won't need to rely so much on that highlighting part of it. And I think I'll be able to whip it out. But I do love the colors in this. Now this is a Weeks Dye Works Rum Raisin on the outside. Oh, I should have put that on. I'll just put the chart back in. And I have all the colors I need. So when I'm feeling awake and I'm not too sleepy, I will pull it out and get a cell or two done. Yeah, this is my biggest bag. This, I think, is referred to as a art portfolio bag or some such thing. This is fabric for Halloween time, which I have not started. So again, fabric that needs to be washed. Now that pattern is by the Witchy Stitcher, and it's in the Just Cross Stitch issue of October 2021. Just Cross Stitch, October 2021. I don't know who that is on the front. I can find out, hold on. But it's called Halloween Time. And I love it. So the cover is called Enchantress, and that's a Doreen Jones. Enchantress by Doreen Jones. I'm doing a kitty. And I have picked out some gorgeous fabric. I don't know why I have so much fabric in here. It looks like I have two packages. I have a 18 count parchment Aida, and I have a 16 count country French latte Aida. But it looks like I haven't picked out the... Oh, I have this great towel in there. I wonder if there's a pattern in the magazine. Ah, I've got my little murder kitty. My needle minder. It looks like I have gotten the fabric ready. I have the fabric ready. So it looks like what I chose was a 25 count even weave oatmeal. Now I got this on the Daily Stitcher, that website. If you haven't been over there, go look her up. She's got great stuff. But I love the color of that. So I just gotta put some stitches in it. Now this is from Verna. She sent me this wonderful caterpillar stitch called Christmas Wonderland. And I think their model was done on a gray. But I chose a baby blue. And I think at this point I'm just filling in the ice on the pond. I'm pretty sure all the little people are done. So I just need to do fill in. This should really be my travel cross stitch. But this was so nice because it was a whole kit. I didn't have to kit anything up. Came with a floss. Came with a chart. It was just bing, bang, boom. The last three are the ones I'm most ashamed of. In the sense that should have had more done on them. It's So of course, the Guardians. This is Gold Collection. Dimensions. No, I'm not done. But it's coming. I've got to put some more in there. And then there's all the back stitch because I only did a little back stitch here on the birch tree. Nothing else has been back stitched yet. I need a snowstorm. We can have one in October. I don't care. And here I have Summer Quaker by Leela's Studio. I haven't done much. And I really want to. I'm so in love with this stitch, you guys. It's just such a fantastic stitch. So it looks like when I left off, I was trying to frame out the middle section by continuing on with this. And then I gave up on filling in some of the water because it was just getting boring. But I need to go back to it and I need to tighten this. Now I did recently get an organizer, which I haven't had a chance to really study or look at. Wow, I just lost my needle minder. So with this new organizer, I think what I'm going to do is actually write out what my goals are for the day so I can check them off. I do pretty well with to-do lists and I write everything else down. Maybe I can write that down. Last but not least is Cardinal Points. This is a long dog. Again, need to make a dent. I'm doing symmetry, kinda. But I just love this one. And I know I'll stitch this in the winter because the colors are bright. It's on a white fabric and I just enjoy it. Do you know sometimes when you have company and you just don't want to pull out a big thing and make a big project out of it because you don't know if you'll be getting up, going someplace, or I don't particularly stay up late at night. So with lots of company, I haven't gotten much done. And I'd rather have company. All right, you don't need to listen to me put all that away. That was an awful long one, guys, sorry. I've been meaning to do that. So now I will go downstairs and bring all my bags back downstairs and see what my husband says. You guys have a great rest of your week. Don't forget, I love lighthouses. By Saturday. And happy stitching. Be safe.